Class 7, Science Chapter 3, Fibre to Fabric. Introduction. Fibre is a hair-like strand or thread from which cloth is made. Fibers are flexible, can be spun into yarn and made into fabrics. Fabrics are made of fibers. Fabric or cloth refers to a material that is woven from fibers, natural or artificial, and is used for making dresses, curtains, upholstery, etc. Fibers naturally occur in both plants and animals. They can also be prepared artificially by humans by chemical methods. We have studied in detail in Class 6 about fibers obtained from plants. Let us learn in detail about fibers obtained from animals. Wool. The main source of wool is sheep. Wool is also obtained from camels, goats, rabbits, alpacas, llama, yaks, etc. The finest sheep wool is obtained from Merino sheep, originally from Spain. Silk. Silk fiber is called the queen of all fibers. Silk is obtained from the cocoons of the larvae of all mulberry silkworm, Bombyx mori. Silk is made of proteins secreted in the fluid state by a caterpillar, popularly known as silkworm. These silkworms feed on the mulberry leaves and spin cocoons as a protective shell to perpetuate the life. The various types of silk are tussar silk, eri silk, muga silk, kota silk, mulberry silk, etc. The rearing of silkworms for silk is called sericulture. Types of wool. Merino wool. It is fine quality wool obtained from merino sheep, mainly found in the United States and Australia. Yak wool. It is obtained from the yaks found in Tibet and Ladakh. Angora wool. It is obtained from Angora rabbits, found mainly in the Angora region of Turkey. Mohair wool or Angora wool. It is obtained from Angora goats, found mainly in the Angora region of Turkey. Kashmir wool or Pashmina wool. It is obtained from Kashmir goats, found in Jammu and Kashmir and China. It is used for making the Pashmina shawls. Llama and alpaca wool. It is obtained from llamas and alpacas found in South America. Camel wool. It is obtained from the camels of Mongolia, Iran, etc. Camel's hair can be used alone, but is most often obtained with fine wool for overcoating, top coating, and sportswear and sports hosiery. Wool yielding sheep in India. The various wool yielding sheep in India are Lohi sheep, found in Rajasthan and Punjab. Lohi wool is used to make woolen garments. Rampur Basher sheep, found in Uttar Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. The wool is used for making woolen garments. Nali sheep, found in Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. The wool is used for making carpets. Bakharwal sheep, found in Jammu and Kashmir. The wool is used for making shawls. Marwari sheep, found in Gujarat. The wool is used for making woolen garments. Patanwadi sheep, found in Gujarat. The wool is used for making hosiery. Sheep breeds in northwestern arid and semi-arid region. Process of wool extraction. Fiber to wool to fabric. The following stages are involved in the fiber to fabric process: shearing, scouring, sorting, drying, dyeing, spinning, and weaving. Shearing. Shearing is the first step in processing fiber into wool. It is a removal of fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of the skin. Scouring. Scouring is the next step, is to clean the sheared skin and hair. This is done in big tanks to remove the grease, dirt and dust. This is called scouring. Sorting. The fleece is sorted according to its texture and type. Dyeing. Since the fibers are mostly black, brown or white in color, they can now be dyed in various colors. Spinning. Once the dyeing process is complete, the fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarn. Weaving. The longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters, while the shorter fibers are woven into woolen cloth. Occupational hazards of wool-making industry. In our country, many people earn their livelihood from the wool industry. However, the sorter's job can be dangerous. They can get infected by a bacterium called anthrax, which causes fatal blood disease called sorter's disease. When workers face such risk due to their occupation, it is called an occupational hazard. Silk. Life history of silk moth. The silkworm has 4 stages in its life cycle: vis-a-vis, egg, larva, pupa, and moth. Egg. The female moth lays many tiny eggs. Larva. A tiny black larva, that is caterpillar, hatches out of the egg. The larva eats mulberry leaves and grows bigger and bigger. Pupa. The caterpillar spins a cocoon of silk threads around itself. Inside the cocoon, the caterpillar changes into pupa. Moth. The pupa changes into a moth. Different silks are obtained from cocoons spun by different types of moths. The most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. Man interferes this life cycle at the cocoon stage to obtain the silk. Process of silk production. Cocoon to silk. To obtain silk, moths are reared and then cocoons are collected to get silk thread. The female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time. These eggs are sold to silkworm farmers. The silkworm farmers keep the eggs under suitable conditions of temperature and humidity, that is 25 to 28 Celsius degrees or 77 to 82 Fahrenheit degrees. Ideal humidity is 70% to 80%. The eggs are warmed from the larva to hatch out the eggs. The larvae are kept in clean bamboo trays with mulberry leaves. The larvae feed day and night on mulberry leaves, that is 25 to 30 days, and grow enormously in size. The larvae move to a tiny chamber of bamboo and start spinning a covering around itself by secreting a protein through its head. This is called the cocoon. And at this stage, the silk moth has developed. The cocoons are sorted by color, size, shape, and texture. They usually range from white and yellow to grayish. After the cocoons have been sorted, they are kept under the sun and boiled or exposed to steam. The fibers separate out. The fibers are then taken out of the water and machines are used to unwind the fibers from the cocoon. This process of taking out threads from the cocoon for use as silk is called reeling. Silk fibers are spun into silk threads, which are then finely woven into silk fabric by weavers. Class 7 Science